7. feel the works, sorry. Well, we know the next time that company.
Yeah.
He's not waiting to get, is he?
No, that's what all the operators. Going around that way.
Okay.
Here's an empty. Stupid operators.
Okay.
Well, we're going to be here for a while. What? No, I'll talk about it for a while. That's what I say. That's what he said, yeah. That's what I've been told. So guys, we're here at this liquor place here in Lakeside. We're going to take it and my name is Alexander. I am part of the ground this company that I'm working with. Anyway, so we're here at this place picking up a trailer and then we'll be headed back to Amherst to it and we'll pick that from there and then we're going to head home after. So I got a trucking stream tonight for you guys. I'm going to go from Seattle to Colville and Everett. Oh, no. What's it? Everett? No. Seattle, Colville, and Spokane. And that is it for ATS kind of thing. And then, after that, we're going to do a run from Spokane up to Belleville, or Bellingham. And then we're going to sit at Bellingham for a couple months. And wait till Canada comes back.
Probably pull it out.
Alright.
Right, nothing coming in there.
Nope, you're clear. Over now.
See, mate, if there's nobody coming in, I can shut.
Yeah, I'm coming here.
Yeah, I think I'll close them before I actually go out because I can't guys too long.
waiting to get my headphones recharged for tomorrow. I'm going home tomorrow anyway. I got a stream for another night. I have a hockey tomorrow. Oh, Friday. Go to the hockey match, and then Saturday I have a daytime practice. Alright, so let's big. Yeah, very tight. Oh, it's automatic. Yeah. CN's quite far now. I have a school bus that we're getting pushed up tomorrow o'clock. Doors are closed.
Eh?
Doors are closed.
Okay, let me just do this here. Arrive shipper. Look back.
it's a Freightliner, that'd be great.
Once I get the engine.
Probably gonna load them a beer in there as well. Somebody here.
It's all right. I'm going to have to do a thing on the highway. Okay. As you can see, that's part one done.
Yeah, and the second part.
Now,
There we go.
I don't think we are allowed to do that kind of thing. Are we?
There we are.
Yeah, we must be able to. Something. But yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Look. No. That'd be a problem, I think. Just going to have to go to the lights changing the thing.
Oh yeah.
It's just a gamble here, eh?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yes, I can't do the last one. I didn't expect to do that, but anyway.
Oh yeah.
So now we know.
Yes.
Okay.
Take a left turn. That's where we are. Alright, back on the 102.
Yeah, we do.
Straight down. Straight down back. Dead headed back.
I should actually be in the inside lane. Might get hit that way.
Oh,
Well, that thing is, when I get around there, I'm going to have to get close to that lane anyway.
I know.
I go for most of these cars are actually going to be
You got speed.
yeah.
People like a what is this tractor trailer trying to do here?
The trail's going to catch that.
Alright, there's one, two. Let's go and cast a quarter under it. Cars. Okay.
Well, I can't really see too much on it. Right, at least that's that better.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, alright.
I'm surprised somebody glass of horn down there. What do you do? Because actually, when I think about it, I should then be other way to give me space to turn the corner.
Went her way. What was as well? Oh, here goes Herb. The Ontario Company. Wait, he's up here. Jesus, Herb.
Now we're going to building up myself.
Let's go, yes. What?
No, to get the trailer. No. It's a good road, that.
It is. I know so much. Well, 7 right now. Holy.
Traction with these tires.
Oh, yeah.
A little better. Yeah. Find outside there. Guys made a little scratch. Well, we'll see what we come across with there.
Yeah. What?
Oh. I'm going to do that. Come to you up here. I don't like Manchester City. I mean, okay.
Get a few seconds off the clock whenever you can. Henry taking the throw. Damsgaard trying to help it on. Ake gobbled that up and finds O'Reilly inside the centre circle. What a 15, 18 months he has had. With full international recognition and deservedly so. Nico Gonzalez. Back for Ake. Here's Kusanov, the one player booked so far. To Reinders again. Reinders turning inside, getting away from Collins. Kind of back heel flick. from Turkey, played him back in, and still he goes. Brightness towards the edge of the penalty area. Down he comes out for Divine Mikasa. Mikasa laying it off. Turkey taking over. He's a yard outside the box, trying to nutmeg Sepp Vandenberg and work the ball through for Foden. It's hit the Brentford player, comes back out. Another shot comes in from Mikasa. That one is blocked. Kusanov will pick it up now.
Must have started at quarter before.
Nico Gonzalez in a more central position. O'Reilly to his left. Reinders will be able to bring it away. City fans finding their voice. It's by no means full tonight. Probably 6,000-7,000 empty seats or so, I would imagine, here at the Etihad. Some City supporters finding their voice, willing their side on. They had the banner on in the opening 27 minutes. Van Niverson's been much the busier of the two goalkeepers, but a controversial moment at the other end where Schade was brought down by Kusanov and referee Barra gave a yellow card and not the red that many anticipated. Long switch of play. Excellent chest trap by Rico Henry. And he can now run forward and Rico Lewis, who times his challenge really well. The amount of brain that we've had holds the ball up as it comes away from that sliding challenge and stops it going out of play for a corner. Thanks to the industry of the retreating Mikasa, who came back right by the corner flag to be able to pick up possession. He will try to field with City having easy ball near the heart of the midfield with Ake getting it forward to Turkey. They can just pick their passes and make progress upfield. Still 0-0.
It's a terrific tackle from Rico Lewis. He's had to be patient, actually. A lot of opportunity in the team recently, and he had to time that perfectly, because if he didn't, that would have been a penalty. Slid in to take it away from Rico Henry. Ball played back for Trafford, who had the time for the second touch that he wanted. Letting Cursor down the right-hand side, but past Mikasa, and straight out of play for a throw. That's been taken quickly by Nathan Collins. Several players in this Brentford side have played in a League Cup quarter-final before, and some of them last season, we got to this stage 12 months ago. They lost to eventual winners Newcastle. The only successful quarter-final they ever had was also against Newcastle 5 years ago, when it was the championship team under Thomas Frank. They beat the Geordies on the goal from Josh De Silva through the sevens, lost the top. That's frustrating night of Thomas Frank's managerial career at Tottenham. Confusing. Lewis got the ball in the midfield there. Back with him with Kusanov. It's not for Ryan Cherky. Cherky just trying to draw against it into a challenge. He flicked it past him, but he couldn't beat Henry as well. Henry thinks it clear, but City winning a lot of second ball. Andrews trying to talk his side's back five into unanimity, just to know when to push forward, when to drop back. City offside, orchestrating nearly every defensive move at the moment. City still with possession with Lewis. Getting into his right, 0-0. We're on talks forward with half an hour behind us. Backheel flick from Mikasa. He didn't play very well. Hasn't had too many opportunities to get in shooting positions in and around the edge of the penalty area. Nico Gonzalez gets it forward here. Lewis couldn't take it in stride. Brentford winning back, but Jensen can't find Damsgaard. Andrews popping up down inside his technical area. Was furious that was the case. City getting forward now with Savinha standing the ball up inside the 6-yard box. He's taken a touch firstly off a Brentford centre half, and then Henry heads it behind for another City corner back third. Well, first of all, you can see why Keith Andrews is frustrated, because he can see there's the opportunity to break if they get it right and they win the ball back. It's Damsgaard, just missed him, and then Schade could have been away. City with Savinha, who's got to beat a Coyote for pace. Now, there's a couple of times he's got past it. And they got a corner. First one, obviously, touchline went short. This one is going to be high inside that 6-yard box with the goalkeeper. That was headed away from in front of him. Then there was a collision and a shot. In at the top right-hand corner is a magnificent finish to give Manchester City the lead. But that is a goal of rare quality. It was hard playing. Came back outside the penalty area for Ryan Cherky, who got it onto his right foot and arrowed it into the top right-hand corner for his fourth Manchester City goal
He scored in both of the league cup ties that he's played, and he's given Manchester City a deserved lead here. Ryan Cherky is another one of those players, isn't he? Where it's his world, and it's just a pleasure to be in it. Such a talent, already starting to really show what he's all about. He's been given a couple of fighters. He just checks away from Damsgaard, who simply isn't good enough on the edge of the area. Just allows Ryan Cherky to get onto that right foot, and then he sets himself and really does drill through it over the top of the guy on his head, right into that right hand side top corner. But it's a beautiful strike and a beautiful goal, Ryan Cherky. And so many bodies to get the ball past, just squeezed it over the head of Guy. It was about 3 yards off the line, just brushed the top of his head on his way through.
Oh yeah,
It's a magnificent finish. Cherky scored a balls on his Premier League debut, and has now added another 3 to that tally. And Manchester City lead here by Golden Hill. They've had an excellent home record this season. 9 home wins in the last 10, and they've averaged 3 goals a game in that time. And they have the lead here, just past the half-hour mark. I think the City attack has been tailed. Sevilla had the ball at his feet, but play has been stopped by the referee because Damsgaard has gone down with his right hand to the back of his head, just got caught just round the right-hand side of the face. He's okay, he's down on his feet. The medical staff come on to attend to him. Some strike by Ryan Cherky, and enjoying it on the Manchester City bench as well. I think every single Manchester City player would have been very proud of a finish like that.
Yes.
There's been some pretty hard action from Brentford at times tonight. They have restricted a number of opportunities that City have been able to create. Really something special that Cherky provided. And that's the one thing for any side that's going to sit deep against the opposition. I think that's where there's still a team like Manchester City, a team like Aston Villa have definitely shown this season that those opportunities are presented to you on the edge of the area. You should be capable of scoring goals like Cherky has there. Having the time to find that top corner. Slowly but surely he's really starting to show all the attributes and the star quality that he clearly has. The games of the Women's Champions League, they're on match day 6, which is the decisive one of the group stage. They've all kicked off. A couple of early goals by the lead in Valerenga by Golden Hill, and a relative lead, I think it's later by Golden Hill. But the matches that we're concentrating on tonight, Manchester United away at Juventus, Arsenal in Belgium against Leuven, and Chelsea and Wolfsburg. Chelsea third, then will be through the quarterfinals if they win, and we'll be keeping you updated with all of the action as it goes on. And so those early goals already taking Chelsea out of the top 4 with Real Madrid and Bayern Munich now third and fourth respectively. So Chelsea need to respond. Real will need to respond here. Tennis got a hard time.
That's all right.
It's going to be elongated because of a couple of injuries. After getting the ball forward here, as City looking for a second. It's headed away by Collins on the edge of his own penalty area. And passed down towards the Brentford right, where a ball down the line will release Damsgaard. But Ake had enough of a head start. He's got a pace advantage against the big Damsgaard as well. He's able to win that back line back to Trafford. And Ake can play it out from the back line and go to half time. What I've been impressed with Manchester City is the variety. Sometimes they can get stuck trying to be too intricate in the middle of the pitch, and teams are happy to sit there and defend. What they have done is mixed that with those darting runs from the wingers. Whether it's Sevilla, whether it was Oscar Bob when he was on, whether it's now Lacassa diving inside the wing backs towards the centre backs. It just draws the defence slightly deeper. Flicking the ball forward here, Lewis trying to help it on, but pass Lacassa. And out of play, it's Manchester City 1, Brentford 0 here on Talk Sport, and following us at 10:15 tonight. Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy will open up the sports bar.
Who's that?
Chance to have
Who's that?
to all of the night's action and the draw. And we'll think 20 minutes to that one. I think scheduled 10:35 tonight. 3717223344 is the number to call. Chelsea already through. City, as things stand right now, will be joining them. Newcastle against Fulham kicks off at 8:15, so in about 7 or 8 minutes' time. That's live, first half at least, on TalkSport 2.
Oh, good.
And then the conclusion of the game will be here on TalkSport when this one is done. James Trafford held the ball that he's stayed inside the penalty area for Manchester City, leading up with that excellent goal from Cherky some 6 minutes ago. Man City will bring it forward now with Rico Lewis. Lewis finding in formation Cherky, who just took it past Piano. Lays it off for Nico Gonzalez. Good football being played here by City with O'Reilly invited forward. Back he goes for Reinders. Reinders coming towards the edge of the penalty area. Exchanges passes with Foden. Foden getting it again. And scored 6 of his last 5 games in all competitions. It's been in really good form. Kusanov now.
We've got to play it down. We've got to act on the epic period. You know, I think that all up there. In the 90 minutes, by the way, from fight to 6 before, he's had 4 goal involvement. He's like 4 against Fulham, obviously not Newcastle, but he knows how to do the business against the Fulham side. Impact number 5, so if he goes down to man coming on, replacing Harris on your Evans. There's loads of fight foods available here. I think with Newcastle's defensive issue, I wouldn't rule out some goals. Newcastle's win with both teams. Score is 2-1, and I put a bet on together. You get 25% for interest on this, and impact number 5. Over 1.5 Newcastle goals, 2 or more Newcastle goals. You are weaker to have 8 shots on target. Bruno Guimaraes should have a shot on target. I think he'll be flagged up today. And I'm also going to go to that man, Lukic, has over 2 fouls. He averages 3.3 fouls in the Premier League this season, and it's just to say it's a Premier League game. That pays just over 6-1 with your bet boost as well.
It's good shout on Lukic actually. Lee, thanks very much. That's the latest on sponsored by William Hill. Turn conditions apply. 18 plus on the gamble away goal.
In the zone on TalkSport 2 with William Hill, 18 plus to goal.
Let's have a look at who's coming up for Newcastle and Chelsea here Saturday lunchtime. Guess what? Live and exclusive on TalkSport at the one about 50. I've got Fulham into Moncton Forest on Monday night in the Premier League. And guess what? Live and exclusive on TalkSport half of our festive 50 games through December right here on TalkSport. And actually, Mickey Gray, Newcastle's next few fixtures are really interesting. The defeat at Sunderland is set the tone. Here tonight will be very interesting. And over Christmas and New Year, this could be the deciding factor for Eddie Howe.
Well, as you mentioned, David, I think the concern for Newcastle is when you look at those fixtures and where's the next point going to come from, and you know what you're going to get from Chelsea. You never know what 11 are actually going to turn up. That's a huge game, 12:30 kick-off. And then they got Man United after that. It's an 8-year
the only kick-off
so the next 2 Premier League games, which Eddie Howe will probably say that's right now. He's not even thinking about wanting to get this one out of play. What he would have done, 100% be thinking about that, and maybe that's why he's made those rotations tonight. But I think it's about what's in front of you, and this is why I think this is key for tonight to win this match. Then he can maybe start addressing Chelsea and Manchester United, I think Burnley after that as well. They're huge games coming up for Newcastle.
Okay, if we talk about Marco Silva and his career, just put aside for a second that he was unhappy with the window and his future's in doubt. He's had a decent Premier League career so far at various clubs. Marco Silva's a respected Premier League manager. If he could just put the trophy on the table, that would absolutely top it off.
Well, I think it would, yeah, but how many managers are out there in the Premier League would want to say exactly the same thing? What I would say about Marco Silva, if he knew that Fulham weren't going to bring any players in the summer, he wanted to take his club to the next level, and they said, it was the chairman and said, sorry, we're not doing any business in the summer, or we're going to bring 3 or 4 in, but it's not going to take Fulham to the next level. Fulham are just going to be that type of side who's going to either finish mid-table, or they're going to be fighting relegation. But he's not anything about him. He had the chance to walk away and go somewhere else, because he knew the availability of what was going to be around in the Premier League this season. There was going to be changes, and I'm sure his name would have been top of the tree, like it was, I think, for Nottingham Forest, and it might tell me different on that. But if he's got aspirations to be in the side that want to go further European football and win trophies, I don't know, maybe somebody needs to ask him that question.
They want to do it for but I think the idea of having to pay to release it and to negotiate, even they wanted a quick option, meant that he just didn't become viable for Marinac. I know he likes to do it, it wouldn't surprise me if he had something that ended up in the Forest, obviously. Well, Marco Silva doesn't want to try to be Eddie Howe does. I'd like to blind here at St James Park, and these fans have heeded the message from Eddie Howe. Let's get together as one and try and recover from Sunday. Players are out on the pitch. On Salt scored at the moment. It's come up to half-time. Man City 1, Brentford 0. Let's back up with this quarter-final. Newcastle want to hold on to their trophy. Fulham want to win their first one. It's the Carabao Cup. Newcastle Fulham with former England defender Mickey Gray alongside the commentator Anna Bridge.
Thank you, Adrian. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to a wet and breezy St James's Park, where the holders are desperate to get the Carabao Cup on Tyneside, and so far, the defence is going strong. Sunday's derby defeat will hurt, and he's finally dubbing that trophyless agony at Wembley in March. The chief back might just keep the Magpies mood flying high for just a little longer. Well, as Adrian mentioned, Fulham have never won a trophy in their 146-year history, and trying to reach the semi-final the second time in 3 years. And last season in the Premier League, they managed to do the double over Newcastle United, including a victory here. This is the third time they've met in the League Cup. It's one victory apiece, and the legendary's Malcolm McDonald has played a part in both of those fixtures. The fact he was playing for Newcastle when these sides first met back in 1974, when Newcastle won 3-0, and then he was managing Fulham when Fulham were victorious in the early 1980s. Much to be shared between these two clubs, but no shared love tonight. One of these two will make it into the Carabao Cup semi-finals and move a step closer to appearing at Wembley on March the 22nd, when incidentally Newcastle are supposed to be playing Sunderland in the Premier League. 22 to 2 teams. Newcastle United tonight. Aaron Ramsdale in goal. It's Bertie, Chow, Cher, and Livramento across the back. Nimalish, Willett, and Miley in midfield, with Ramsey, Issa, and Barnes up top. As for Fulham, it's the Compton goal. It's Tete, Anderson, Cuenca, and Robinson across the back. Berger and Lukic in central midfield. Wilson is so in form right now. Smith-Rowe and Kevin providing support to Brown, Ibanez, who will lead the line. Darren England is the man in charge enough to referee the Newcastle game when they beat Crystal Palace by 5-0 here. He was also the man in charge for Fulham when they were knocked out of the FA Cup by 3-0 against Crystal Palace. Mickey Gray's alongside me. He's got it here safely with the helmet, some putty hair, some pomade glasses, and a dodgy moustache.
What a game, really looking forward to this all game. It's been changed on both sides, but this is a night that Newcastle really have to perform, and the pressure is now mounting on anyhow.
And they're going to be kicking from right to left, defending the gun again ends in the opening 45 minutes. Fulham are all in a changed strip of all green this evening, and of course it's the traditional black and white stripes, the black shorts, and the black socks for Newcastle United. And it's Fulham who will start away to our left-hand side, with Benjamin McColl's getting his first touch of the game. He's all in orange, and as ever, you expect nothing less. A terrific atmosphere inside St James's Park. Early attacking opportunity here down the left-hand side for Newcastle United, but Livramento just loses out on possession to Tete, and now Wilson will drive forward. Ball around him left down this right-hand side. His early ball in is blocked out by Fabian Cher in this right-hand corner, right by the corner flag. A little bit of pressure from Cher, and the ball goes down the play. And it's the first corner of the game, and it will belong to Fulham away down our right-hand side.
It's a perfect conditions right there for football. You know, slick pitch, two sides that really want to go for it. I think there's a few interesting positions for Newcastle. It looks like Lewis Miley is the right back for Newcastle, which nobody really spoke about tonight.
And the goal in Scotland under United nil, Celtic run by Ada with the goal for Celtic. That first win. NVLC, we go down this right-hand side here. It is the corner. They've scored 7 in the Premier League already this season from corners. Ham, Fulham, and the Arsenal have scored more. An early opportunity to silence this St James's Park crowd. It's swung towards the back post. It's headed up in the air behind by Anderson. It's looked back alive by Smith-Rowe, and then towards the edge of the penalty area. Robinson's going to win the first header under a challenge that time from Willett. Scooped up in the air, and it's not the most cultured play so far. It's a little bit scrappy at times, and now a chance for Jacob Ramsey to get forward down that right-hand side. Decent ball as well into towards the far side, and it's picked up and cleared away by Fulham back over halfway. It's Newcastle United who have it once more. Scrappy defending from that Fulham corner. Newcastle have it with Chow, short of halfway.
out to that right-hand side where it is picked up by Mine, who is playing in that right-back position as you said. We wonder who it might be. Might be Murphy, but he's a little further forward. He's mixing and matching to come up with solutions tonight. Bear in mind they are missing all first choice defenders on 7 nose that feature in these League Cup games. Well, they're scrappy in the middle of the park. I think the tackles will be thrown in tonight, unlike on Sunday by Newcastle United. It's going to be a showing on the far side.
Well, straight away, I think you can say Eddie Howe's mentioned to his players this game needs to be a lot more physical. 2 or 3 challenges have gone in already. You can hear the cheer from the Newcastle supporters for it's an end-to-end start to the game, and I mean, both sides really looking to get it behind. He's going to come from far side, picking out from Harry Wilson, immediately closed down by Bruno Gimenez, and then Arms on this near side will do some tracking of Joachim Gimenez and clips the ball over halfway, but too much on that. Comfortable through to Aaron Ramsdale, who's moving blue away to our right-hand side. Maybe a couple of minutes in his career for Ramsdale. He's played out on that far touchline again. When it's between Murphy, should I say, he's more through the middle towards they saw that first start. It'll be a relief for Eddie Howe having available tonight. Because the question as to whether he will be fit enough after his 3 substitute appearances so far. And obviously there was some thought they may end up going to Upcom with the
I mean, if you're going to get Larissa up to full fitness as quick as you possibly can, why not start him? Even if he plays 60, 65 minutes tonight, instead of bringing him off the bench, give him that opportunity in front of his home supporters now. You just never know, confidence, momentum, adrenaline, it gets you through the game. Here's Harry Wilson down this right-hand side, advancing towards the edge of the penalty. There's Declan Wilson teasing ball towards the back post where Robinson had arrived. He's potentially getting himself into a decent opportunity with the space. It comes down to Sasha Lukic at the edge of the penalty area. Kevin will open on his way again out to this right-hand side. They can take finds Wilson. Wilson now into the box. Lukic continued his run. And that will be a goal kick. It's well defended this time on this near side by Fabian Cher. And a chance for Ramsdale to clear his lines away to our right-hand side. We're 4.5 minutes. The rain is teeming down now in Newcastle. It's Newcastle United. They've got a great start from both sides. And moments earlier, Harry Wilson just picking that ball up on this right-hand side. And he just had to get head down, whip that ball into the area because it's a skinny surface. It's very difficult for defenders to clear the lines, and he put a great ball into the area. Sasha Lukic again in the middle of the park for Fulham. They are midway inside the Newcastle United half. Just leaving the ball quite happily. That's a bit of a stray pass. It's going to have to be collected on that far side by Sander Berger. To apply solution now. Joachim Gimenez is up over halfway. David playing in the Newcastle halfway now. All this thing like that. Left-hand side, running to the right. Beat it first line. Looks it into the end. Here's the start box. Sharing down the things. Take down towards Tete. And in the end, defenders will try and get it away. There's a handball against Harry Wilson at the edge of the penalty area. And it's the man at the moment for Fulham that gets punished. And they've had like 7 goals, 4 assists in his last 8 appearances for Fulham. Just tell when you see him come out, he wants the ball, he's commanding the ball, he looks confident when he's in a 1v1 situation. He's got a picture in his head of whether he can get his shot away, play something in behind, or get his cross into the area. And that's very difficult for Newcastle to defend against. We're aiming for a 9th major semi-final for Fulham. And of course lost the 2 finals, one being the Europa League, 2010 going to be the FA Cup back in 1975. It's on both occasions for the meaning that hoping this run has continued is Sasha Lukic down that left-hand side to Kevin. Kevin on the charge inside the penalty. Still going nicely from Kevin. Gets towards the byline and in the end wins his side a corner. Really good tackle from Chow. They trapped him all the way that time. And it's the second corner of the game for Fulham. This time on their left-hand side. Harry Wilson just put it across that left-hand side. Well, we'll see. I've been impressed with it so far. Is the movement in the Fulham forward players, the interchanging of the passes, and they look very, very confident, certainly when they get around that 18-yard area in Newcastle. Wilson to deliver again with the left foot swinging in here. Sasha Lukic is lurking at the edge of the penalty area, but there's 6 or 7 green shirts all in there, and again it's going to be another corner on the floor at that point for Kenny Tete and Livramento. Now in England ignoring that, and happy to see this delivery coming once more from Harry Wilson on that far side. The third quarter of the game already for Fulham, as we mentioned. Got a very good record for set pieces so far this season. Wilson again in towards the near post, looking to try and find around, give it in for the flick. In the end, it comes out as far as Robinson, who takes up Wilson again on that far side. Cutting it onto his right foot this time. Wilson not very comfortable on it. Ends up going back to Robinson, 10 yards inside the Newcastle half. He goes the ball into the penalty area. Headed one by Anderson, who's still up there. Then spins right up to around him and just manages to get himself into a decent position to look at shot. But he did it illegally, according to Darren England. And it will be a free kick for Newcastle inside their own penalty area at the moment. They're struggling to get outside their own half. Yeah, plays it up, panicking a little bit defensively. We said before, kind of put together for, if you like, Livramento has played as a left back on many occasions. It was Martin playing in that right back position. It's all new for him. When you play as a midfielder through your career and somebody asks you to do a different position, it's very hard. You need that communication. First ball from Livramento, helped on by around him and inside the penalty area, almost coming to ML Smith Road, but Newcastle getting caught. Laying out to the back with a really good press here from Marco Silva's front side. This is the perfect start from the away side because they know that these Newcastle players are hurting from the weekend. They had to get in their faces and make it difficult for them. That's an excellent pass from Chow down the middle. He finds Ramsey, who's found inside the centre circle after misplacing his pass. Now I think just pulling the way back. That's 9 minutes in on 2-2. So it's been all about Fulham. It remains Newcastle United nil, Fulham nil, and the Man City are in front. Score now in that game against Brentford. And sit between those and also the Dartmouth Championship, which continues at Ali Pally as well. All that sport available for you right now on the TalkSport app. So get it downloaded. But it will come in handy as Christmas approaches. We're going down shopping now, I can promise you. Livramento gives it short to Harvey Barnes, who gets his first touch of the game down this left-hand side. It goes back to Share once more. Right through Bull. Slung over that far side. Chance to pop the ball across the penalty area. And inside the 6-yard area. And his first start for Newcastle United yields his first goal. He could have missed from 4 yards out. Whistler is on target. And Newcastle United have the advantage. This competition, they love it. They're in front in the quarter-final. Newcastle United won. It's brilliant. Johan, his first start, we talked about getting your best players out there, wanting to try and impress his manager. He's had a terrible injury situated. Newcastle situated Park. Doesn't really know too much about the finish. I have to be brutally honest with you, but he's in the right place at the right time. Today, tries to clean his line to a wonderful ball into the area. I talked about the ball skidding off the area. The keeper has got to do better. But Visser isn't worried about that. That is just a poacher's centre forward goal. And do you know what? That almost feels like that's what Newcastle have been missing, isn't it? Without no Alexander Isak. This will provide that. And I think that's exactly what that is. The Cops touch straight to him. And he puts it in the back of the net. And that's a 50th goal for English football for Johan Ritter. And he gets it on his first start. Newcastle. Do you know what? I think from the summer of Alexander Isak leaving his football club, and even Callum Wilson to a degree as well, Newcastle never had that striker who can run in behind, who've got the pace. They've actually changed the way they play with Nick Altamara. This could be a huge hit at his football club. When he gets himself up to 100%, he will get involved in this club. Plenty of running in him already as he puts the pressure under Anderson, and the Towers are up with the Magpies right now. They lead by a goal to nil. I think we've been playing for 11.5 minutes at St James's Park. Back to Ramsdale. Riley, who then has to clear first time under a little bit of pressure. Down his left-hand side. Comes as far as Harvey Barnes on halfway, slips the ball into Devlin away again. Finding Robinson does the stopping, and then Burlington makes it out down that left-hand side with Smith Rowe, who's on the chart. Opportunity for a good counter here. Or they look to try and get themselves back on level terms with 12 minutes played. Newcastle United 1, Fulham 0. Listening to TalkSport 2. Now about a couple of quarter-final run. Tenta, 3 towards the back, nice Kevin arrives.
was tracked all the way that time. Right by me, maybe a counter on here. Ramsey's on the charge. They're not going to get there first. Anderson will just sort that right defensive. Ramsey next to Anchor managed to get there first. Gives it back to Benjamin Scott. That's the main sheet progress in the competition this season. He's conceded already. On the home side with the advantage here. It certainly put them up. Ferrari here just tries to force the ball back to Sasha Lukic on this near side. Livramento with the intervention. Did we start any better really?
No, absolutely. After a bit of a shaky start, what I would say is now they've got that intent Newcastle, they've got a crowd behind them. They wanted that goal as a perfect player. But the intent trying to get him behind Jacob Ramsey, making runs in behind, pulling back. Use this surface, it's going to skid up the surface. We're going to see mistakes. Try and capitalize on it.
It's with Newcastle United in the fact that they've already been beaten that after 18 matches with scoring first in the League Cup. They go back to 2017 against Forest when they lost the competition. They're on a terrific run, as we know. They won in 90 minutes their last 8 League Cup games. The last League Cup league came on penalty. That was in the quarter final against Chelsea in 23-24. The last inside 90 minutes against Manchester United, forcing the final. For that time, that got to start the best of days. He gave that straight to Livramento. Livramento put it into winning for Newcastle United. Puts it to Barnes now down this left-hand side. Barnes shooting chance right, but it's blocked by getting 10-8 on this near side. And this is the last thing they need. Livramento was brought late there, and he's in some discomfort. The injury on that back line is the last thing anyhow needs. He shakes his head down below.
Absolutely. I mean, it was a fair challenge as well, wasn't it? Two players going in, full-hearted, Livramento, not the worst thing that's been around, and I'm sure when anyhow we're hoping now, his full-back is going to be okay.
They're taking short-minded from him, so he just sits around, he doesn't give it back to me. Barnes swings the ball in, it's a curling one right under the goalkeeper. It's not a bad idea to put some pressure on the Frenchman because he's not exactly starting the game at the most amount of goal.
I think when you're not playing regular, it's probably the number one position is goalkeeper is you feel the nerves start to jangle a little bit. Whenever that ball comes into your area, you want the first touch to be a really commanding one. You want your first play out from the back to be that. He's looked a little bit shaky, I have to say, and I talked about getting that ball into the area. But Newcastle are starting to do that now. They can easily slip out of those goalkeeper moves, so they're playing to the elements out as well.
He has it in the middle of the park, 4 foot, right Anderson just to his right-hand side. Perfect start here for Newcastle. Fulham trying to respond. Robinson's cross is a good one! And it's a header from Sasha Lukic, who falls mid-level. 8 yards out, just goes to get to the penalty area. And the Newcastle lead didn't last very long. Brilliant cross from Robinson. Lukic with the simplest of headers. Beyond Rams down into the back of the net. And Fulham are level with almost 16 minutes played. Newcastle United 1. Fulham 1.
But it doesn't get any more simpler than that. For Fulham, with the ball up in that midfield area, it's a wonderful diagonal ball out to Robertson. It's not close, but pressed down quick enough. He's able to just pick his spot, lovely enough, float the ball into the area. The diagonal pass makes it. When that ball comes into the area, you want willing midfield runners like Lukic, and he just times it perfectly. He's got the whole goal to aim for. It's a super header which gives Ramsdale absolutely no chance.
As a cost from a left back, that was pretty decent. Yeah, you can appreciate that.
It's beautiful. It really is. But where's the pressure? I know Lewis Miley's playing as a right back tonight, but he's got to know that you have to stop your wide player from putting the ball into the area. He gives him too much time. It's too easy for Robinson. And Lukic, where's the midfield runner from Newcastle? Tracking back and helping out. He's got acres of space, and when he gets into the area, he just picks his spot.
His second start in the League Cup for Sasha Lukic. And he has his second goal in the competition. Changes mark, full Simon. As the small band of Fulham fans away to our left-hand side. High up in his hand. Well, I'm going to celebrate, I'm sure, but they look down to be a little bit careful as they are, so they might just think. There's a pretty pretty dart to put inside their own half. Now, heading outside this spot, 17 minutes gone. You're listening to Talk Sport 2. There it remains. Newcastle 1.
wide on that right-hand side. Once United on the attack. Moving back onto forward with it. He finds Channel. He's shared on this left-hand side. That is the 10th start of the campaign. For an option for in the last few weeks has been Chow and Burn. So we can burn ups and downs. But I think around 6 weeks with that front can really much of those too, wasn't there? It's a numerous division between the two and challenge for sure. Again, now we have an extended run, particularly down to the bottom two. In that far side, the right hand side, there's an opportunity here once more, which they do. Livramento is tucked across now on that right hand side. He finds Willett again. He goes back on that far touchline divided. Now when he will lift the ball, and this is coming in with a header. It's down and well defended by Keke. He then has to hack the cleaner. Looks at behind the offside line with that ready. That's a massive chance. Whether it's onside or offside, don't miss it. He's got to know that. He just made that running between the two centre halves. Beautiful ball into the area again. John Willett this time on the right hand side, but as that ball comes in, he has to score. Yes, the flag went up, but this is not to know that. A bright centre forward, he's already got himself on the score sheet. 2. Last 6 minutes. There's 2 goals. Here's Kevin on that far side, running and fighting. Towards the edge of the penalty area. Picks it through towards Wilson. Wilson then tries to tee it up. The shot. Kevin again. Slides in. Makes good contact with it straight around. Well, again, I mean, it's brilliant play. Great hold of play from Harry Wilson inside the 18-yard area. Looks like Smith Rowe's going to take the shot on. Just plays it to the side of him. Kevin's running onto it. Again, he's got to make better contact, and I think he has to do a lot better there. I really do.
Bruce Line is coming under an awful amount of pressure on that far side lane as the emergency right back tonight for Newcastle United. There's a foul on the captain, Bruno Guimaraes, just 10 yards inside the Newcastle line. Taking it quickly, having a Livramento away down his left-hand side. And on this wet surface, that just spin on towards the quarterback, and it will be a throwing down this right-hand side. To be a extra 20-minute run, you want to score 2. It's Newcastle.
Well, I think having watched the first 20 minutes, and this was always a concern for me for Newcastle, when Tonali is not in the starting 11 for Newcastle, and Joe Linton, I wonder where that physical presence is, where's that guile, where's the energy? And other players who came into the side tonight, Jacob Ramsey, you know, they have to give something more than going forward. You've got to help out defensively as well. And when Fulham break, they're breaking with numbers. These Newcastle players who came into the starting 11, got to give us more.
It's Wilson fighting on this near side to try and win the ball off Ramsey. That is replicking to Lena Barnes. Barnes in through to Bruno Guimaraes. He switches back to that right hand side to Lightman. Down to the edge of the penalty area. It's Burnley who finds Willett inside the box. Has to step back. Gives it to Burnley who looks at a delightful crossing. Punched away by the keeper. It's not towards Guimaraes again. But he set himself for a shot. Instead he beats through his spine. He comes to Guimaraes. Brazilian captain sticks it forward again. Lovely glance into the box. Livramento says he can't get the ball out from under his feet. Loses possession. And now to counter them. Way beyond here for Fulham. On that left-hand side with Smith Rowe. There's no pace about this attack. Now allows the Newcastle players to get back into some resemblance of a decent defensive formation. And Fulham in the end, they're back to their goalkeeper right time.
They just never had the numbers, didn't be in the forward positions for them at that point in time. Going back a little bit earlier than that was Livramento, whose first touch just let him down. Looked like that ball makes him almost look at the shot away.
Well, a lovely switch and play from that far side against the counter chest and Jacob Burton back inside again towards Miley. And it's Chow to the left behind Fabian Cher, who's announced into the funnel path where he's supported there by Livramento. Back to Chow again. Ramsdale's midway inside the Newcastle half into the fire. It's not, and they've got one to Murphy. Murphy, no ball in early. Teasing around the edge of that 6-yard box and never. Miley tees it up with Guimaraes tries and shoot. On to Miley. Helps on his way to Murphy at the byline. It's a quickly ball either towards the back post Barnes or heading down into the danger zone and then it's fully clear by Harry Wilson. And it's foul around him. And that could be the first yard card. And it is. And it's going to Fabian Cher. He goes into the book. It will be a free kick for Fulham.
Fucking Cher, look, it's the right call to give him a yellow card. He was taking the foul in the top. I think being a little bit closer to Newcastle's top, he might have made it a limited situation out of him, I have to say, because his last man, I think he has got Martial alongside him. He maybe would have helped out, but it's a silly challenge to make because they're panicking a little bit all of the time, just clearing the line. But when they do, it seems to be Raul Jimenez or Smith Rowe, picking up second balls and giving them the opportunity to break on Newcastle.
Just dispossessed. Good work that time by Ramsey, was working up. He's gone into the central area. He managed from the edge of the box, fired over the front goal. There's an opportunity. You can see how it opened up for him there. May have been better options available for the shot, but the captain took his chances. And it's a goal.
He did. Silly pass, I have to say, from Jonathan Anderson, just playing that ball out the back into that midfield area. And it's what Newcastle are waiting for. That little mistake, the first touch was a typical all night tonight, the slippy surface. Bruno Guimaraes, when he got to the edge of the 18 yard, he's normally a little bit cooler than that, maybe trying to pick out one of his teammates in a better position.
And you will hear when these sides met the Premier League earlier in the season, of course, actually scored that goal. He's actually scored 3 goals in what this is his 86th appearance for Fulham. It's a lovely ball across from Murphy right through the danger zone, across that 6-yard area. And how on earth nobody has got a touch on that, either in a green shirt or a black and white striped shirt. I do not know. It's a delightful cross right into the danger zone. But no one gambling and no one sticking a root out.
Jacob Murphy's put some absolutely sensational balls into the area. And it's that ball, and as I mentioned before, don't try and play it on somebody's head all the time when the grass is so wet like it is. Get it skidding on the grass. Defenders will make mistakes, but where's his teammates to get on the end of that? I know he's not 100% fit, Johan Wissa, but that is the type of ball, that centre ball, which is rival.
Second for the cup appearance for Jacob Murphy. All in all, his debut back in 2014 against Crawley, so he's been around for a while. As he puts the track away, low sliding ball inside the Newcastle penalty area. It's easy for Rams down to gather the later on right hand side. 24.5 minutes played here. Newcastle United won, Fulham won. Came over on Talk School and are into the second half. And in the late Manchester City won. Brentford Hill, it's still up in Scotland. It's Dundee United Hill. Celtic won. On that far side, Newcastle have possession, desperately searching to get back in front of this game. So we can share. They're on a yellow card so far. There are a few people tonight that missed the first leg of any semi-final. Depending on which side, of course, ends up being victorious. The draw will take place this evening. There's a challenge there. It's how the Berger that's penalised by Darren England. It's another free kick for Fulham in the middle of the park. It's perfect football, right? And the slipping condition down there, sliding in.
Well, if you ask any ex-player, who's playing now, what circuit they look to play on, this is it. But barely any wind out there, just skidding off the surface. Players will be absolutely loving it. We've seen the challenges going as well, some of them missed times as well. Jacob Ramsey on this occasion, going to ground, yes, he made contact with the ball with the player at the same time as well, and I think that's why playing his arms around just making that right really think about it.
Ramsdale's just trying to keep the ball away to our right hand side. It's failed miserably, and it's yet another corner to put on that left hand side. Sasha Lukic and Wilson have gone across to try and deal with that. I know we're not talking points on first tonight, but I think Brentford have dropped 4 points in the Premier League. But when it was into Newcastle, once again tonight, Newcastle got themselves in front and a big peg back. One of hits. Lukic's scoring is not the best. It's kind of half cleared by, I think, the chest initially. Willett, I think I thought it might have been an arm. I think it's leading, but no VAR tonight. You'll be very pleased to hear, of course. There'll be no checking in those moments. It is Smith Rowe midway inside the Newcastle United half on his right hand side. There's been a decent bit of ball played as well. The goals to his name so far this season. They got this to the start and made that move from Arsenal at the start of last season. Everyone thought what a volley it was. But drifting as the season went on, found himself out of the starting 11. Marco Silva, but yeah, with 3 players away on manual duty, 3 players had huge impacts for throughout this campaign. I think Smith Rowe we've never seen Smith Rowe in an area of the season. He looked a bit heavy, to put it a nice way.
didn't look like he was up to 100%. But over the weeks as they've gone by, he's played more. I think he's back to his sharpness. He just needs that run again, doesn't he? He'll find a club where he's going to play more regularly. He scored a winning goal against Cambridge in round 3. That was his only appearance in the competition this season prior to tonight. He's trying to increase the game on the far side. He's got 2 goals in his last 3 games, so the form is definitely there. He and Wilson are the players that are driving Fulham into this decent run at the moment. Win their last 2 away games, having lost the previous 5. Trying to add to that tally tonight. One apiece. Talk scored 2, 28 minutes play. It's a win. Anderson again. Into the net, finds correctly. Morning goes about him, and every steps into Kevin. Kevin Wright put his shot ahead of the penalty area. Put that 2 or 3 yards outside the box. And ends up sending it 5 or 6 yards over. For 2 good opportunities Kevin's had now. I think the second one, yes, a little bit more difficult because it's further out. There's maybe a wide player who needs to start scoring goals more on a regular basis. I think you just lean him back. But that's an opportunity. He's got not the player in that. It's so high over the top of the crossbar. Double over the last season in the Premier League. Going into the last 12. December 2018. And referee has some word with us making sure that the process of topping up is the yellow cards. Evaluation like goal, yellow card as well. See the trotting up to us, that was registered. No, I mean, he's known for a yellow card, isn't he? I think he's already had a suspension this season because he picked up already in the Premier League. But he's that type of player, he's tenacious, and he does things in times where I'm sure the managers are tearing their hair off because where he's made that foul, Newcastle are not going anywhere. Stand your ground, be very difficult to beat, break down, and then he gets away with not being in the ball. Now he has to just be a little bit cautious for the rest of the game. Like show George halfway on his left hand side. Shares, trying to fit the ball into a decent Harvey Barnes towards the edge of the penalty area. Couldn't find him on that occasion. Now it's Miley out wide on that far side. It's in back hand side from Willen. Not that he went back, but Willen could not out that wide area to find that. That was the layoff of Willen Jones. It was a Gimanesh again. Here's Malik Chow on to Fabian Scher down his left hand side. Scher on the charge here towards the edge of the penalty area. Still going. You've got Livramento outside him onto his right foot. Had a chance to cross. Then he went to Gimanesh in a more central position. Miley on to Livramento again, just possessed at the edge of the penalty area. Comes out to Gimanesh, and everyone's counting the half of Fulham and in and around the penalty area. Scher, thinking about hitting one, but Hippie, in the end he goes towards Miley. That's a brilliant tackle from Brown Hewan, who's back defending. And then Kevin tried to slip a ball through to Harry Wilson, who was charging down the right hand side. And on that occasion, not kicked well enough, not directed well enough to get through it. Newcastle United retreating back line. Is Livramento now at the other end towards the edge of the penalty area. Ramsey to the edge of the box pass. Thinks about hitting one. Hits them so well from those areas. Right at the edge of the penalty area. Left hand side of his right foot. Then front towards the far post. Too much of it. And a play. And it's going to be a goal. But just looking at John Willing. And Harvey Barnes has picked that ball up with his left hand corner. He's waiting for the ball to come into the area. So he's going to whip it in with his left foot and he works it back onto his right foot. You're making 2 or 3 runs as a midfield right and you don't know what you're going to get at the end of it. That's why it's frustrating. And you see those midfield runners from Newcastle, it's a top somebody's got to take a risk in that midfield area and make a run in beyond the back line when they get the chance. Other players are doing it, they're doing it really well. If you get something, that's something. Taking his time over that. It was frustration. One towards. That's the back pass. It's not bad. Now it's just scan a little bit. Share on this near side. Share in the back position this time. Basically, it was there because Livramento is thrown up the field. Sliding tackle. Vandenberg again. December 2023 was that day. Scoring against them, of course, in he should score. Yeah, he's a good player, you know, he was at Sheffield United, he was a standout player and he makes some great runs. He's got to be more involved and all this is the next level going someone like that type of player he is. He needs to find goals. He's not what they so he's not to be honest tonight, like having a Salford when he played during this season there. I think he found there, did actually gets wiped away by Darren England. Newcastle will come up as a possession again. And we're down on a penalty now. 12 minutes at half time, missing to George 4-2. Newcastle United 1. On that far side, the right hand side, it's perfect. It's been a real menace for Robinson in this first half. This time Robinson gets the better with that challenge though. And then it goes out of play for the trying to Newcastle. They all the penalties on that far side. Really good man to that. It's been checked. Alongside Anthony Robinson and does as quick as anybody in the Premier League will Burnley. As I mentioned before, 2 or 3 occasions to put wonderful ball into the area. One little bit of confidence in front of the goal from Newcastle, that's what we have to find. So we need a good team to say partnership and manage it. What's that by Forest, of course? It's been Memento, right? Very forward, one towards the back post over the top of Barry Chow. Play. Well, exactly that. It's comfortable for Fulham. They know the ball's going to go into the area. They've got defenders who they know they can rely on themselves in a 1v1 situation. Somebody needs to make a run out of the ordinary that these full back line are not expecting. It's going to come from that midfield area. Memento pretty much playing like a left midfielder, to be honest with you. That inverted full back position, if you like. Then it's going to come from him. Well, somebody's got to do something out of the ordinary. Thomas timeline, Smith Road, it's in on towards Kevin. He has to intervene with a long-time challenge. As you can see Kevin in down that left-hand side. Around him then, who's really close today. He's running that line, working incredibly hard up the top. That ball, on his last extent. Competitions for Fulham. That's scored 3 in total. Still in round 2 of this competition as well. This is last league cup goal. That's an away right footed line. Only 4 yards direction of Benjamin McCobb. Who's in the lower 9 lanes line left hand side. What needs to be done? And this is picked up by Nick Protectors. It's better for Newcastle making the ball a little better without looking entirely threatening in the kind of play. There's Chow outlines that right hand side. Got it done by Burton. Outside of it, winding the instead trying to slip it in to silver close down inside the penalty area. It's stuck down into the back points and into the box. Passing around in the ground, roaring on, share as he goes forward to whistle. 6-0 outside the penalty area. It's actually the first time past the win. Now, around the increase, to try and take advantage of the counter attack. The young Jacob Ramsey able to find each other. I think it's important for Ramsey quite a lot. Absolutely brilliant for Jacob Ramsey. Really was tracking back, helping out defenders. Steve Gimaresh tees himself with a shot.
A little bit of the score for it, and the team deal with that daily as well, so we've been almost 2 or something.
Yeah, I did that last summer. I'm not going to say that, like,
Yeah.
I'm still up with his name, I'm going to say
What? I give it to you.
I'm fine.
Same with the whole
I'm doing trucks in tomorrow anyway. Thursday, college. Now, I'll be back up here on Friday. This Friday. 19.
Yeah.
Last day for everybody, not just high school, college, universities, and Joe will probably see me over the weekend probably. And next week as well.
Riley will just get involved again on that far touchline. Like an accustomed position this evening, of course. Opportunity, but Whistle. And this left-hand side towards the byline. He's got support around him. So he's forced back out towards Barnes.
House.
That's a house. At the edge of the penalty area. He's got a shot. Right-hand side, Murphy hasn't stopped the angle of the penalty area on his right foot. Still going here, Murphy. Into the movement around him. It's not forthcoming. The only option to go wide down this left-hand side, where Harvey Barnes is went. Barnes towards the byline, then Gribble. Go towards the back post. Got it back across goal that time by the arriving Riley. Got it back in by Willett.
It's amazing that when you're positive and the Newcastle supporters start getting behind their players, and all it takes is a decent ball into the area. Lewis Marie's made a very good run. He's got a good head on it actually, and they just keep the ball alive. But the majority supporters then get behind their players. They start to put pressure on Fulham now.
Good share. Inside the centre circle. He's picked up by Chapman. Back again into Newcastle territory. Ramsdale, this option. Harnessing across the pond as well on Sirius NVLC. Joining us on coverage of these Carabao Cup quarterfinals tonight. Picked up by Harvey Barnes. Waits one apiece here. 5.5 minutes remaining in this first half. It's a change to half. And just to keep the ball in play on that far side is from Murphy, and then it hits the corner flag and goes out of play. And it means right by their own corner flag, the Fulham are going to have a throw.
So bizarre, isn't it? A thin little ball like that in the corner, if you just knock the ball out for a throw rather than just a simple goal kick if there's no pressure on you. But see Anthony Roberts right in the corner in that left back position. Now under a little bit of pressure to get a long throw.
Continue on Nova Scotia 104 West for 81 kilometers.
Loses possession. Willett gets across him, but again, no one really attacking the near post or in the penalty area for the couple of minutes of the cocktail. It was just kicked him first time to send Wilson away. He delivered straight to the feet of Livramento. It's terrible for the Frenchman, not for the first time. Really poor distribution. Left-hand side is Barnes. Level the edge of the penalty area. On his right foot, Gibbage, 25 yards, 30 yards from goal. Then to Share, who's more like 40 yards out. Chap on that right-hand side. It's about shooting and slips a lovely ball in towards Murphy. Well, across the edge of the 6 yard box. Locked out on that far side by Kurenka. Did a brilliant job to put it down.
Yeah, brilliant defender from Wanker there, but very good play from Newcastle. The build-up play, the little reverse passing between the centre half and full back. Murphy get over that right-hand side, just fizzing that ball into an area. His distribution from over that right-hand side tonight has been absolutely top class.
Here's the corner on that far side, right footed. And he's swung in by Wiley. I think he's taken that one short. The Argentines up here for Mento. Back to Wiley again on that far side. On his right foot, right on his moves toward the end of the penalty area. Clicks it all over. Then away by Kurenka again. Out as far as Murphy. Goes back into the penalty area. Tete, let me get a shout from anyone. And then dodges the ball out for a throw right by the corner flag. On this left hand side.
Well, where's the communication? You know, it's a simple header for Kenny Tete. He actually doesn't have the header, he just lets it hit the ground and skid out of play. Well, somebody has to tell the fullback that he's got time and he can leave it, he can let the ball bounce. And yet again, it's a little bit of a hard chance, I suppose, for Newcastle now to get the ball into Fulham's area.
Throw it down this left-hand side for Newcastle United. Livramento will take a shot to Gibbage. Back to Livramento, right? They've caught his offender into the 6 yard area. It was low and easily heading out in the end by Anderson. The idea was good execution. Got the best that time for Livramento. And see what he managed to do. But similar positioning goes that straight down the throat with the top to the right number.
His handling's been very well, the Collins, whenever that ball's go anywhere near him, or he's not really been pressure by any Newcastle player. I think it's the ball with his speed, he looks a little bit nervy, he's giving the ball away.
Manchester City now leading 2-0 against Brentford. The game is over on Tory School Friday. That is left hand side line. They're going to go towards the back line. What's the goal out? Couldn't get there. Murphy. And what a penalty. And it's not going to be given by Darren in, they waved it away, but Murphy's shot does go behind. And that will be a draw. The penalty here.
I'm not sure. I think the only reason being, I think both players that they go up to try and hit the ball in the air. It's very difficult to give somebody a shot there. If your eye whistle and all that, he'll expect somebody to be physical with him, and just because he's coming off the top of it, Wenson. But when he goes to ground, yes, of course, the player will protect him. I think the right call would be there. There's the corner there. It's on the right hand side, so Viney has it. There's an option short available that he chooses to take it with Viney instead. That's swinging towards the penalty spot. She remains everyone. Jimenez just couldn't quite get up on his toes with the header. Instead, he tracks back outside the penalty area to go to the ball. Now Smith Rowe. Jimenez does well. On Smith Rowe again. Now the counter's on. He's just making a massive charge. Smith Rowe still going. He's so he came back and forth. It took a big challenge to go into Darren England, and then Wissa just gives the ball away as he took it off the toes and Willock at the edge of the centre circle. Johan Wissa's helped out Bruno Guimaraes and give the ball away when he really didn't need to. Just had to play a simple pass, and Wissa's had to come back eventually and track back. And it's a brilliant time challenge, shoulder to shoulder. He was stronger. Here again, Newcastle supporters want to see more of him. Jimenez goes up and wins the header against Share. Sit down, but it runs through to Ramsdale away to our right hand side. We're into the final 60 seconds here on Talks 2 of this first half. Bernie away down the right hand side. Boy, has the beating of Robinson to be fair, but the ball has the beating of a Maryland, and it runs out for a throw, which will be taken very quickly by Robinson into the feet of Smith Rowe. Two Newcastle players around him immediately. Loses possession, but they bring it back to Sanderberg into the feet of Jimenez. Plays off down his right hand side to Kenny Tete, who's got a good opportunity to get forward. Mitchell didn't have it time at the end of this first half. There's additional time to the minutes. Irish County has possession. To Berger, both going to be right with a running runner in Wissa. It's forward, it's going to go out of play on that far side. And he throws to Newcastle. Behind the corner flag, and most Newcastle decide to move fairly swiftly on this one. We're going to the last action of the opening 45 minutes under the lights here at St James's Park. We've been Newcastle 1, Fulham 1, Steve Stagg. Moncton Wissa, his first start. Good luck. Substitute appearances prior to tonight, but that should be featured in his third goal in 85. 96 appearances for Fulham. This is going to have to be dealt with by Moncton. There's no back pass. He was trying to get between Anderson and Tete there, but the referee not interested in the requests for a back pass to the keeper to be picked it up. Whether he is with his whistle to his lips. And the minute is done, and the first half is done. And St James's Park, and a bad reception for the players who played it part. They've got the perfect start, and never seen that chance. It's 50 in English football. It's counting down the player, a very simple heading. Such an infinite and half-time here at St James's Park.
Yeah, the players making their way towards the centre tunnel below us. We're still waiting for the big moment that will decide this cup time. We've got to come on 10 minutes, Mickey Gray. When Johan Wissa tapped in, what on earth is the goalkeeper doing?
I think what we witnessed there was a very nervy goalkeeper who's only been involved this season in this League Cup competition, where he sat and watched a lot of games, and he didn't want to be that player who made the mistake. And I think you can sense that by the way he carried the ball straight into the back of Johan Wissa. Yeah, there's a bit of bad luck on his part from that, but Wissa just took a chance. Didn't really know too much about the goal, but when it finds its way into the back of the net, the Geordie supporters were all behind him because he's waited a long time to start a game for his new club, and that's the perfect start for him.
The equaliser came pretty soon. How has Sassaluki took so much time and space in the box?
Well, not just him, Anthony Robinson down the left-hand side as well. Look, it's a beautiful diagonal pass to Robinson, but as we touched on, another mentioned, the right back, Lewis Miley, who's not used to playing in that position. Maybe he doesn't know that he's got to go get close to Robinson to stop the cross in the first place. Beautiful ball into the area. But in that first half, I talked about John Linton not playing, Tonali not playing, and not having that instinct of saying, well, look, there's a midfield player running up the back of me here. The two midfield players who came into the starting 11 tonight just switched off. And Lukic has got so much time. Beautiful ball into the area, but he could have went to the left, he could have went to the right, he could have went underneath the goalkeeper. Great header from his part. but that was more the benefit of Newcastle.
Can we just give some admiration for Anthony Robinson? He's just come back from injury. He's a really good player anyway. Just come back from injury. And you're right about Lewis Miley being a right man. We'll discuss that more in a second. But in the space of a split second, Anthony Robinson has controlled the ball perfectly. He's looked up, he's hit the perfect cross, found a free teammate in the box and whammed it on his head. It's magnificent.
It's outstanding, eh? Look, if I can say it, I think Liverpool missed a trick in who they signed in the summer, because I thought Robinson was a better option than Kirkes. That's for another day. He's still a full player, but what he brings in the opposition's half, as well as helping out defending, is he gives you that width. He's got great quality for that left foot. He can come up with the odd goal, but I think his quality from that left back position is absolutely outstanding. On the money, I have to say.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Now, Miley at right back, I think when the game kicked off, you saw he was a right back and you're looking at the eyebrows raised. And so you've got to admire the young kid, but he's been given a big job to do, and it's been a tough one for him.
Well, there's a couple of ways of looking at it. I don't give any fault in it, because at his age, all he wants to do is play first team football. But I would ask Eddie Howe what you do and playing him there in a game like this. At this magnitude, let's not forget, quarter-finals we're talking about here. Somebody who's probably not played in that position a lot, looking for a little bit of help in front of him, which is not coming his way. I think the two players playing on the right-hand side maybe should have actually rotated. We were talking about Ramsey playing as right back. He's putting some great balls into Fulham's 18-yard area. But that is a worry for me, Lewis Miley playing as a right back. It's not where he wants to play. He's a steady Eddie type player in my eyes. He doesn't really do anything out of the ordinary. He's just simple, keeps the ball. But to play him in that position and not get any help, I've got caught out.
Is there a case to say that you should have played 3-5-2 with Livramento as the extra centre back?
Well, possibly, yeah. We were looking at what personnel they've got in the game tonight, and I think they could have easily done that. With Robinson playing on the left wing back, and the pace that he's got and the energy getting up down the pitch, they could have easily played 2 or 3 players down that right hand side, and they've done it before. These players have played in those wing back positions. So, depending on how this second half goes, it might be a question for Eddie Howe.
Well, Man City lead Brentford by 2-0 in the League Cup quarter-final live on TalkSport right now. Here on TalkSport 2, it's all square at half-time. Newcastle 1, Fulham 1.
Sports coverage. It's going all the way. This is The Fan Network Show on TalkSport 2 every Thursday night. Make TalkSport 2 your ultimate destination for the England's best fan-led football conversation. Featuring all the teams from across all the major divisions. Discover a league of unbeatable club-dedicated fan opinion. The Fan Network Show, every Thursday night on TalkSport 2 with Sky Sports. Still the best in Russell Sports this December on Sky Sports with a now month membership. 18 plus if you're married to enter to buy.
My husband Alicia's just been on a winner with a million prizes. Honestly, they're giving away tens of thousands in cash, smartphones, just eat vouchers, and lastminute.com vouchers worth up to $5,000. That's why she's in holiday mode on her sofa, whilst dressed in bikinis. That's me. 18 plus GB only, £5 minimum spend on Apple TV. Price restrictions and fees apply. Ends 4th of Jan. Full terms online.
Love sports? So do we! At Sporting Life, we give you access to premium sports betting insights, and it's all completely free. Whether it's the thrill of the race or the excitement of the big match, we're here because every moment matters. Join Sporting Life today to enhance your betting experience with in-depth analysis, exclusive content, and the latest form and stats. When it comes to sports, we're on your side. Search Sporting Life.
Let's show even more people just how much they mean to us this Christmas with 20% off Mooncake cards. Fill them with stickers, photos, even a heartfelt video, all with 20% off when you use code Xmas20. Because this Christmas, everyone deserves a Mooncake.com.
Merry Christmas, my love. Merry Christmas, Mom.
Merry Christmas, Daddy. Happy New Year.
From the UK's first mobile phone call to the first text,
We've been connecting you at Christmas since 1984 on Vodafone, the nation's network. The Nation's Network, Vodafone UK, supporting the nation since 1980. Learn more at vodafone.co.uk/GN.
And they will get the best value this Christmas when you're carving up a store. We won't be beaten on price with our boots with fresh British whole turkeys in store from the 19th of December. Now that's what we call a showstopper. Lakeville.
Oh my god. These guys are flying insane.
Probably empty.
That could be it. Oh, they move, they don't care.
I'm not worried, son. I'm not worried. I've still got 7 hours left to drive the train anyway, so. You're alright, so now you can keep watching my son. Fine, okay.
What do I see in there? Oh, it's a Saturday.
Yeah, it's the early game.
Baby.
It's the early game. Newcastle's the early game to get home against Chelsea.
Let's hope they win in the game.
Alright.
Yeah, let's hope they win.
Hey?
Let's hope they win.
Hope so.
What's happening in the darts at Alexandra Palace, Mark Wilson?
Well, just have a little bit of history here. Stefan Belmont becomes the first Swiss player ever to win on the stage. He's ducked out Raymond van Barneveld, and he is doing it in style. Barney won the opening leg of the match, but Belmont rid off the next 8 on the spin. He led by 2 sets to 0 and 2 legs to 0. Barney threatened a revival at the end, but Belmont, despite missing a couple of match starts, held his nerve and held his throw to set up a 3-0 victory. He's through to face Damon Heta next. The machine James Wade takes on the Japanese qualifier, Rousey Azamoto. That's live on the Touchwood and on the Touchwood That's YouTube channel.
So, Mark, thank you very much. Still 2-0 to Man City against Brentford live on TalkSport right now. Still waiting for the team to come out. Second half here at St James Park, Newcastle and Fulham all square. Now there's more live football to come on TalkSport 2. Tomorrow night, Crystal Palace face Cooks in the Europa Conference League. And much of the pre-match build-up has revolved around manager Oliver Glasner. He and his captain Mark Gay have been linked with moves away from Selhurst Park. And he was asked to comment on the speculation in today's press conference.
Should those conversations about your contract happen after January, in spring?
I think let's just tell you what will happen before the 1st of July, because they're very complex. Somebody writes something, it could be anonymous, everybody copies, copy and paste, and all of a sudden it's a worldwide story. You all believe it's the worst thing, you all believe that it's true. You can believe so much written about myself. Yesterday evening, my family texted me, what's going on? I said, please, don't read all this stuff.
How eager would you be for the future of your captain to be resolved in January? Whatever the decision's made, would that be something
I think Martin will stay in place until the end of the season. That's my understanding right now. Nobody told me something different. I know there is no offer right now. So why? I'm expecting something different.
Oliver Glasner, and don't forget that game tomorrow night live on TalkSport 2, Palace against Cooks in the Europa Conference League. Mickey, let's bring you in here. Mark Gahey, is there a good reason why you would stay? Can you make the case for him to stay at Crystal Palace and sign a new contract?
If I'm honest, Adrian, no. I think there's going to be too many, let's say, huge clubs that are going to be wanting to sign in Mark Gahey in the summer, whether he signs a free contract before then or not. It's yet to be seen, but I still think you'll see out the season with Crystal Palace. And it's only going to add to the frustration from Oliver Glasner, because I spoke to Glasner a couple of weeks ago after they played Burnley, and I could sense the frustration when I was speaking to him then about the size of his squad, knowing that they were playing European football, and just saying that his players, even right now, are running on empty. And to lose somebody like Mark Gahey, I know it's going to come into summer ball. He just adds to the balls of the worries at Crystal Palace.
So Oliver Glasner frustrated, and he said it out loud, he said it to you. He said it out loud that he was frustrated. You need more bodies when you're trying to compete in Europe, and I think bearing that in mind, I don't think he's got on with that, by the way. And let's not forget they lost Amherst, a top player, the cup winner in the summer. When you're in that situation, and you must be frustrated, given the job he's made history at Crystal Palace, and then he feels like he's not doing that properly after giving the club their only major trophy so far in their history. You'd be frustrated as manager, wouldn't you?
I mean, we talked about Marco Silva earlier, you know, being frustrated, his hands are tied, not being able to bring in the players that he wants to bring in. But let's not forget, no, Crystal Palace have got European football, you see, which has never been achieved. You know, as you mentioned there, winning a trophy. He's done an incredible job. And we're talking about Mark Daly. I just wonder about Oliver Glasner. He's going to get offers. There's no doubt about it. I think people are talking about it now. And I don't know if you saw that little clip of him speaking to Pep Guardiola in the game when he played against Man City. Was it last weekend?
Yeah.
And I just wonder what they were saying to each other.
Yeah, it was animating for sure. And actually, let's put the facts on the table that he qualified for the Europa League, but because of things that went on above him at the football club, they weren't allowed to compete in the Europa League, which is one before with Eintracht Frankfurt. Again, you'd be frustrated as manager. I think that in terms of Palace's future, and in terms, I think Gay's not, but in terms of keeping Glasner, this January window is absolutely massive. They show some intent, some ambition, they might just keep it.
What can he do in January? And this is the big worry for me, and this is why Oliver Glasner's probably.
You're Roger for tomorrow. Hello. Hello.
Hey Gordon, it's Cindy calling from Dartmouth. I just had a NSLC calling about the Amherst deliveries.
Yeah.
Do you have any TA for when you'll arrive there?
I should get to the first one round about just before 6 p.m.
Before 6. Okay, I'll let them know. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Conversation with the powers that be in the summer to say, look, we're losing an incredible player in Eze. We should have in place somebody to replace Eze because we know he's going to be leaving this football. We're getting a huge amount of money for him.
But it was more six, but it's good options.
Fit into this system, the way that we want to play in Crystal Palace. It's
not my fault. You can't expect me to just pick the two up and put it in.
There's two stuff. With Staples. That's fine.
Whether it's in the Premier League or whether it's somewhere else, you know, I don't think just because he's managing now in the best league in the world that he's going to stick around and maybe manage in the Premier League. He could go anywhere. I mean, he's going to have options, as we talk about Mark Gahey. He's going to have options. There will be so many chops and changes with managing and clubs from being David, and I think he can top the tree.
Tomorrow, Paris City, you're at the conference reaction. Live here on Top Sports with Facebook. And the Paris Let's Talk About World Week's Christmas Village on commentary. You can have it. Already, it's really rugby kind of slowly aggressive. They don't make you a ridiculous player of the same country. And they're again the Chelsea side. Saturday lunchtime, things like to be good for take on the leaders of commentary in the championship at 12:30. Same time on Tuesday. I'll be back here at 6:22.
6:22, yeah. What exit are we taking? 4.
This is TalkSport 2. I'm on TalkSport right now. Manchester City leading Brentford by 2 goals, heading through to the Carabao Cup semi-final. Who's going through here? It's all square. Newcastle 1, Fulham 1, second half Arsenal score 2, the Vicky Greyhound Bridge. Half-time change, Fulham is the goal scorer. Such a good shoot. Martin Harrison Reed has entered the frame. The cup appearance, 13. Fulham, he's one of those players who, if he receives the yellow card, he will be suspended for the first leg of the semi-final. Should they get there? 13th in the Premier League, no surprise, probably at half-time then it's a tight affair. Newcastle 1, Fulham 1, we are back on the way to start this second half. Ramsdale is involved for Newcastle. It's Miley, Chow, Cher, Livramento across the back. Bruno, Sugar and Ramsey midfield with Murphy, Mixer and Barnes up front for Newcastle United. As for Fulham, the competent goalkeeper is Tete Anderson, who went through Robinson. Now it's Murphy with Greenley midfield with Wilson, Smith and McKenna supporting Rowley, and who's up front for Fulham. Control the ball on the far side is Livramento, and he puts it on the play. I'm going to assume it's an intuition. Luke drew on purpose as well, wasn't he? So maybe in the second, first one, I'll get to over there. He was sensible.
Yeah, he was. I think we are missing the second half. There's no question about that. Whether taking an eye on there, to that midfield area, he's ever present. He works and sums up as well. Just look at Newcastle as well. When they have the corner, there's lining up these big players right back. You see him drifting in towards that midfield area, maybe playing like he's playing full back now for Newcastle. It's not the second goal on it's a tricky one, isn't it? Because they've got access to what the player Moncton. So they do pick up and they don't line in very full back areas. That's for sure. Reed actually started all 3 games in this league up front that we've seen. It only starts the campaign. Now he's on as a substitute. He's lying down this right hand side, giving it short to Wick, just down in front of the Arsenal United dugout, where we have Jason Tinkle, a deep in conversation at the start of the second half. There's a foul on the half, but they Reed immediately, really involved in the game. He's going to talk to here from Darren England. That foul. Ramsey on that far side of Ramsey. To the argument, it's that's the challenge behind Reed. You can see the referee now in the box straight over times and they just to say, look, actually first one I know you just came onto the pitch. The next one, we can't even point. Very good, it's absolutely fine. What's going on in Scotland? It's now going to be punching through Celtic 1. Extraordinary, this is the two spot Monday morning, this is the one that we are talking about this hand over the Celtic box and then thinking turning to more than 15 minutes. Hi, how are you? Nice to see you. Good morning. At time to spend some time walking through the squad, the players, the results they've had, not required. I think that was the goal, and well, it's the results haven't gone that well since they can't find that the weekend as well. Here can Newcastle on the attack. Jimenez gets the ball into line inside the penalty area. He's coming back as Livramento, he's taken off his toes. Jimenez to try and do that centre forward work midway inside his own half, in fact, and the challenge in the end. Chow, then he went down and it was a free kick for Fulham. Anderson trying to take quickly. Whistles in the one the referee is just saying, well, do you know what? Play off. Even though it's not quite confidence right. Yeah, it's bizarre that, wasn't it? Because Gimenez was in front of the ball and Raul Jimenez was trying to play it quickly. Got away with that one. We sit there, dropped it to the missus just in front of the ball. He come down the left-hand side to Fulham. Kevin in the corner back against Lionel. He's giving it away. Robinson's got there first, holds the ball up nicely. Gives it there to Kevin. Kevin feeds it out again to Smith Rowe on this left-hand side. Into Sanderberg, 30 yards out from the off. Here's Anderson. He's been shifting and playing this from Fulham at the right-hand side. It's Teta towards the edge of the penalty area. Well, he's there once more. Now it's Harry Wilson on that far side. Flicks the pass into Reed, who's made the run towards the byline. Back to Wilson again on that far side. He's got him into positions where he's going to affect the game so far. So this time it's definitely good. He swings it all. Well, it looked like Chow went for the header. Ramsdale was leading, and then suddenly, that's panic. Play the charge to
This
this
guy, way over 70.
He's scraping in at the steer post. In the end, it goes right for a goal kick. Yeah, and I think Amherst quite fortunate because he told us it opened when that ball moved into the area. Follow the ball, look at the player who's going to get his head on the end, and that's up to the defender. He started shuffling it across.
Those trucks like to move, right? These trucks like to move, they don't care.
Yeah, well, maybe so. I'm just thinking the time was that the big yard with all the teaching stuff. So, and I'm not actually maximum 65 miles an hour anyway. I'm going fast a lot less than now.
Times tonight. massive like being that side. Really well physically and having now reach first to the full kick forward here when he's taking it first. Robertson is the crucial there as the mark. Sandberg manages to find Smith Rowe down the left-hand side. Kevin on the charge. He's got Robinson outside of it. Robinson in space. He can get the ball. She does it. Right down. Down the penalty area. And now it's outlined on the same backside again. Robinson and Smith into all the close match goes. Confident and strong this time. And now to make this there. But what he was nowhere to be seen when Connor on breakdown on that ball. But up the block. Pretty misled in his third ball actually into the eyes. It's very good ball. Just looking for one of his teammates to get on the end of it. Love to see that all back. It's been excellent tonight. 57 minutes of talk sports and Newcastle World Football down this right hand side. Right before my the excellent news taken by Amherst. Maybe an injury. Whistle was coming in. It's still an infection. The full captain. How can they make more of it? He's part of this European defense area. She's getting out like on the left side. Picked up on top. Like it momentum. And then taking momentum down inside the box start. It's into a back touch looking to move it again. And the touch comes from Robinson. And it's almost come down the line. We'll see if they can get across the penalty area. And the way by Amherst and Reed as well. The distance. The top scoring trying to set to James Park. Okay, 58 minutes on the clock. Newcastle 1. Fulham 1. In this second half. It's Newcastle attack right now. I went to our right hand side. That's the going again. That's the increasing right to right strike shot. Action is very soft. It's been found by Robinson. And the injury penalty area for the warning right now. Now they've got more defending to do in it. It's Burley. This is his side. The right hand side is that part of Newcastle. Onto the momentum. Right inside the box. Comes outside. Left line. Joseph across. And it's back the line. Newcastle United ball. I think you've got best move in the second half. Coming from Newcastle. They're patient in the build and play. The hard pass. It's a very good ball into the area. Skids it across that 6-yard area. But the ball has to be there just to parry it away from his goal. And all pressure coming from the home side now, trying to get themselves this time. In that final one season, that's running by Newcastle. And then on that far side there, or Newcastle United. Right through, right, slipped it in, and he went for it. Couldn't get it, he's got his arm around it. Headed away, he gets the 6-yard area that time, right, with Kuenka. Now on this list, Kevin will find out him, and that's the one who's right down the middle. Speak right down, right, he can find it. Pretty well by Wilson. Speak right line in the penalty area. Also tries to lay the ball across this depth towards it. Runs on it. And Smith Rowe is just falls down towards the corner flag. Comes back to the unknown substitute, Harrison Root. Now short to Sandberg. Across to Robbins. Robbins shooting about 30 yards down. Excellent down this left-hand side into the region. Running on the best of touches. And the right flash is across the bottom. Running back again here. And now there's a potential head injury here. And the referee can stop play. He's running his off in his legs. And it's one that it's going to be in the upper. Now he can spike the back. So we're in a menacing position. But well, we've had 2 minutes where it looked like Newcastle were in the second tier. They just put that one ball into right now from the ball. They had to be there to clear his lines on 2 or 3 occasions. One of the defenders just get themselves in the way. What was after that was Newcastle committed so many players forward. Terry Wilson wasn't his first, just didn't quite get it out of his feet. You could see a couple of runs in front of him. Get it in the old Newcastle back line. Okay, the second half now starting to open up a little bit inside. One thing is that bench is great to run the back line. There, winning through the 40s with this about to be Robinson. Now, second game, which is the right where the right hand of Robinson is very much with a quite rusty mature. Nonetheless, he's now in his tree. 25 minutes to go. Yeah, no, I mean, he's going to be on the game since referee season plays on there until he says, and I think he has to stop the game. It's a shame, isn't it? Because Fulham were in the blow, as you mentioned, they had one each ball, we're on the second team. They've got to keep trying because they've had joy tonight. It's been a little bit sloppy was second on both sets of players, giving it all away in strange areas. It just takes that one bit of brilliance in the second half, and you can see yourself going through to the semi-final. Amherst up, Green Park, square full time of 90 minutes. Straight to penalties to find out who's heading to the semi-finals of the Caravan Cup. And one of these sides have got a very decent record to make in shootouts, done with one for the last 5 in all competitions, 3 of the last 5 we are still a little way off of that. Plenty of time for either of these sides to score a winning goal. Castle 1, Fulham 1. That ball is slipped quickly down this left-hand side by Robinson to the third arm. It's well shepherded in by Malik Chow. Of course, then boundary for Chow Command. So that play that man today with a chance to clear on to my left-hand side. Of course, got Newcastle United in action again this Saturday lunchtime. An exclusive coverage for Newcastle Park again. Chelsea are the visitors, the result is one of the closest I've ever been to last night in the Caravan Cup. Not even a draw, but we are down to 15 tonight. Manchester City also in that draw 2-1. When they start off, Crystal Palace joined them and live on Talk Sport. Now down the left-hand side, great starting line-up tonight because of the departure of Maxi. They're starting all 4 of the cup games and Dartmouth down that 26-year-old Spaniard. That's away with Apple, of course, one of 3 players missing from Fulham tonight. They'll got away with Nigeria. Thinking is in that side. At the moment, they're still doing enough to hold Newcastle United. The holders now back up here in Chelsea Park. How they control this Sunday? What's that? 63 minutes on the clock. Like this area, the troops not really in this game. But I don't know if you've got many legs. He's still running around, but you need to make a couple of changes anyhow. They've got Moncton, they've got Gordon. Of course, the next got Langer potential to come as well. There is step there for anyhow. Should he want to use it tonight? With that Chelsea game in mind, of course, early on Saturday lunchtime. Live on Talk Sport. Right, now fighting this right-hand side. Burnley then we get to the penalty area. Just runs forward the back post. And Wilson's back to the defending it. Dangerous up the other end, and there he had crucial work to do. Marco Silva's side. Here's Ramsey next to the penalty area, left-hand side. He'll stop for him. It's a joint Newcastle, the Aston Villa in the summer. Here's Jack giving it short to run. He's towards the bench, so he's back to goal. Balls towards Riley once more. Shoots about 5 or 6 yards outside the penalty area. Lovely ball by Draghi. He's offside. The offside flag was already on. It would have been a Anderson goal. So the flag on this near side would have been raised. There is no VAR. And it would be a free kick. Well, nice now. His flag was very, very early. Didn't he? When Bruno Guimaraes got himself on that half turn. Lovely little reverse pass and getting in between the centre half and put back up. It's the right call. He is offside. The ball does end up with Fulham's there, but instead of finding that finish from Anderson to be there, who's facing the wrong way. And re-raised. 3-5 minutes remain. Newcastle 1, Fulham 1. All Newcastle at the moment in attacking set. Here's Harvey Barnes. Always a dangerous finishing point. There's the Lorenzo! And it's straight. This time Lorenzo with a knock. When you see replay of this, Anna, Di Lorenzo has to cross that ball with his left foot. Because he's playing as a left back. He's trying to play the ball to the 6-yard area with his right foot, which is always going to curl towards the goalkeeper. With his left foot, he can pull it back towards the penalty spot, and it's going to be a better chance for Newcastle. The counter-attack here from Fulham. Sandy Burke. The spin throw. Kevin outside him on this near side. He can take on Burke, who's back to him again. He's back everybody's back with Newcastle United. They're about to be waiting for their own half. Really recent. So there's a long conversation going on down below. Anyhow, and Jason Tinkolas, the throw, makes a run to get the penalty area. Finds a very safe shot straight into the midfield. Like that. It's a very good opportunity for Smith Rowe. Finds himself in 8th as a stage 4, 22, 23 yards out. He's going to try and find one of them corners. It's right down the barrel of Aaron Ramsdale eventually. Past the line, and probably Fulham's best chance of the second half. I mean, shares going forward there with about half a yards down that left-hand side, but another great assist here now is a very wet plate surface. Fulham is skidding on a bit too much. For a pass on that far side. It's a Birmingham midway inside their own half here. 4 foot. It's looking out into the middle of the park where it's picked up on that far side by Reed up towards halfway. And now an opportunity for Wilson on his left foot, gets it into Kevin. Maybe 25 yards down the goal. Tries to spin and turn, does brilliantly. Robinson down this left-hand side. Only for the pass. Touchdown by Smith. Come almost into the bar for Wilson. Gimenez is back in that thing. And Dartmouth got the away try left-hand side for Newcastle United. It worked for Mickey United. That's going to win its Champions League update. Anthony McKenna.
It's still more than 1 Chelsea to worry them. Chelsea fans said Kieran Walsh most to be taken off the pitch. She hobbled because of like a calf injury and being perhaps replaced with Chelsea. It's a break now, so hopefully if it is serious, she'll have time to recover. Elsewhere, Arsenal, we know Mariana Valverde. She has sat down off the ball of the football and has also had to be replaced by Emily Scott. Chelsea going third, heading for the quarter-final place. Arsenal Man United, both leading on player rating.
Actually, the midway point of the second half here, Newcastle won. The one that good move from Fulham. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they're taking at the moment. Smith Rowe wasn't like the opportunity for Robinson's cross to get down this left-hand side. They got Newcastle picking up their big winners down this right-hand side. He's had a very quiet game so far. He's moved into line, towards the penalty area. Right back for that this tonight. Gimenez tries to put Murphy in. Murphy cuts that one back towards Willicotty. Making the 6-yard box on the right-hand side. Good intervention from Wilson that time. Now Gimenez again, inside the field, just tries to go past Smith Rowe. Has to support the chair. They get the left-hand side there. Chair is waiting. We see Marty Barnes to move down on that far side. It's like big momentum going on the overlap. Barnes instead comes infield. Gimenez, so the momentum is still available if he wants it, but Gimenez instead comes back all the way to share. Now try forward down that left-hand touchline. Into the middle of Barnes. Dangerous position for Barnes. 25 yards down. Flips the ball on the near side to Winner. And it's too far in front of Winner. And the play got the big goal in. Right to our right-hand side. So the revival in Scotland into the last 5 or 6 minutes of the game. It's going to be permission. United 2. Celtic 1. With real trouble again tonight. Their attempts to defend the title. And the absolute stuff. Not having a good time. Yeah, when it's hard right, bang out short to the back, 3-2. Came on at half time, but absolutely it's the goal scorer on board. Everything in the season going to be very good game. Richmond Moncton were victorious by 2 goals to 1. And again, this time, Richmond can't get that pass from Gimenez, so Newcastle winning back in there in Fulham territory. Winner just skips away from Smith Rowe. Around up, gets a lovely ball over the top, misses there, but it's put in the air from Corrector and then headed away and the extra penalty area by Bergen. Almost comes down towards Gimenez, it's a little quick header on. Now Gimenez tries to get away on that far side to find Wilson. But once more, the white shirts are swapping everywhere and they pick up possession. Nick Bolton is ready to come on him soon. The yellow missing him and the fact that he's starting his first game of the season. Yeah, absolutely. You know, it'd be very difficult, like I said, to win the full 90 minutes. But his game tonight, he's got his goal, he's given everything that he possibly could. I think he's just kind of running on empty right now. Listen to Carol Campbell on Talksport and Talksport 2. Newcastle 1, Fulham 1. Everything struck across here for Newcastle. It's a decent ball in that time. Locked on that far side, and it's headed away quite comfortably in the end. Fulham will come to the big once more. Benjamin Competition playing on the League Cup ties this season. Fulham and Liverpool right to our right-hand side. Into the final 20 minutes then. We're going to see Tonali and Baltimore about to enter the fray for Newcastle United. Defending champions, of course, the holders of the countdown card after all those years of playing and suffering and hurt as well. I'd like to keep it. So the campaign is going well into another quarter-final stage. The aspect of the game is also speculating as well. That does help. There's good momentum on that pass, like just slips. He gets by the quarterback and it allows the ball to be won back by Kenny Tete. Tete now is just right by the quarterback, pretty well at Marley Dars, good pressure on. That's all I think we got to them. Yeah, I mean, Kenny Tete didn't really make his eye go what he wanted to do, and that ball fell to his to be. Are you going to clear your lines, or am I going to try and play out on the back? And he got neither right because he just cleared the ball out for Newcastle Pro, just given the opportunity to maybe change things up. Ultimately coming on alongside Tonali to give them that little bit more energy down in midfield. But I think it will see Newcastle start to play a different style because they're not going to have that centre forward who's going to run it behind, you know. So it's important to have the ball actually like players start to provide that service of Baltimore to get Newcastle that second goal all in 1 second. Now let's see how they do. Baltimore arrives. Against Spurs in the last round here. Wearing number 27. Starts the campaign. Going to be one of yours. His first 5 appearances. Going 5 to 6. He's clicked in this time like Harvey Barnes. And he's trying to get there. And now the break is on the comments down the step down inside. There's Kevin in the middle. Close there as well as he looks to take off line. He does. He must away. And Ramsdale panic for a moment. As he just depending on the roof of the netting. Oh, inside that side. Another good run again from Anthony Robinson there. Just couldn't quite.
In 3 kilometers, take exit 4 for Nova Scotia Trunk 2 North toward Amherst.
70-80 yards on the left hand side. He did.
Hunt transport.
Running a little bit in that Newcastle goal.
And you what was?
What a nice reception of Baltimore.
Oh, you were the monkeys.
He scored the own goal, but I think when he came onto the pitch, everybody kind of cheered for their centre forward. Nice to
Why don't you Armour do it instead?
Yeah,
Why don't you Armour do it instead?
maybe that's what you get.
What?
We're supposed to get 5 runners.
What was?
And that's what we used to do. I don't know.
We thought versus goal, I know it's just thinking about Dartmouth.
I get more than our chance and I just do it I'm supposed to do. I just do it against it. I can get what they get, those people they want to sign off.
In 600 meters, take exit 4 for Nova Scotia Trunk 2 North toward Amherst.
Friday night.
Yeah, we were a couple hours ago. Retired.
I'm entering here, but
Take exit 4, then slide right onto the Nova Scotia Trunk 2 North ramp.
Bristol City against Middlesbrough, the championship on TalkSport 2.
Slide right onto the Nova Scotia Trunk 2 North ramp, then merge onto South Albion Street.
Remember, whenever there's a game on a Saturday night or a Friday night in the Premier League, you will hear it right here across the TalkSport network. And take that to Monday night as well, when you're going to in action against Nottingham Forest on TalkSport. So, Livermento's gone off. Listen to me. Boys, appreciate it.
In 800 meters, turn right.
Yeah.
What?
Where is it?
I don't fucking know. You're asking me, I don't know. I don't drive. You're telling me I don't drive.
NSLC out on
What?
the
What are you asking me?
see the superstore on the
Turn right.
oh, yeah.
It's that freaking MB worker.
It's not NB, it's in beside the Walmart. That's in here. Where is it?
Take the next left, then turn right.
See the superstore.
I don't either.
I have no idea where I am.
You keep asking me. I don't know.
I bet I can have a good way.
In 150 meters, turn left.
I think.
That's about there. There it is. See the superstore.
It is. I was going to tell you that.
Take the next left, then turn left.
See, I've just gone through the
GPS.
That's all right, but superstore is the back.
Take the next left, then your destination will be on the right.
Is it right here?
Yeah, that's the they must be.
Right here.
Take the next left, then turn left.
There it is.
So we can get that.
Yeah, see what I'm right there.
See the superstore.
It is. Right next door. And cars you can play here.
It's sitting outside there. It's a superstore there.
First time being here.
Right. I did say 6 o'clock. I'm 5 minutes early. Oh, damn it. Judge.
Alright, guys. I'm gonna run down what we just occurred there. So when we left, I'm gonna tell you what happened between then and now. So once we left Lakeside, we're going on the on ramp. We're going on to this to the on ramp. I saw this dumb motherfucker in the blue car. Excuse me, I used the language, my bad. But he just went on the right side and speeded off like an asshole. I called him asshole. That's what he is. Secondly, I had enough. Now, I don't know if you guys heard anything about these dangerous drivers. Not really. I'm just fed up right now. I'm just tired. I'm gonna go home. But do not worry though, we do have a American Truck Simulator live stream tonight. Now, how's it gonna go? It's gonna go alright. I think we're gonna push it to the limit. I think we'll go live tomorrow about like 4 or 5 hours. It depends what we're doing for tonight's stream. But we're gonna do 2 of American Truck streams, okay? We're gonna try and get to Bellingham, and we're gonna stay in Bellingham until Canada releases again from us. And then we're gonna check out Vancouver. We're gonna do a full tour of Canada once again in the truck sim. We're gonna get a CB for Christmas. I just got a letter from Santa just yesterday. I'm gonna read it to you guys in my home live stream on my phone. I'm gonna be live on my phone maybe Sunday evening. I'm not too sure. One of my graduate former student council is gonna come see me on Saturday. I do have a special video out for something for you guys, is special. Unfortunately for me today, I have to live stream my phone today. I want to get a stream in. I forgot to stream this morning. We were in the tire shop this morning. I had to get 4 new tires on the truck, which is fine. But now it's currently after 6 p.m. I was just asleep and I just got messages from some people. Excuse me for this. I have messages from people right now I'm trying to fucking get. Phone's been an absolute dickhead now. Trying to see what's going on here.